When I was going through what I was going through, one man called me every single week. Mm-hmm. How you doing? You need anything from me? Mm-hmm. When I left Fox, ain't nobody called. One man called. I don't know what they're going to say, but I already told my bosses, I want you over here. And Stephen A. proud of me, the Fox situation. Yeah. We talked. We was cordial to each other. Just look, all this stuff was going on. And he didn't know I knew. I know they came to Ocho, tried to sign Ocho from up under me.
I ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going to never be the same. He ain't going to never rebound. Ocho said, I tell you what. Guess what? We gonna sink together then.
Hey, wait, Joe, where I'm going, Joe? Huh? Ain't
now look at us. Y'all
see the talk YouTube about
charts? Huh? Y'all see the YouTube charts?
Yeah. What y'all 15? Huh?
Go look at everybody on YouTube and tell me the podcast with a black cast. Tell me the podcast that's bigger than Nightcap. Huh? Okay, but as a matter of fact, tell me one that's bigger than Club Shay Shay.
Huh?
All right.
Hey, pop,
right.
Man, fuck.
Tell them how you really feel. Yeah.
Huh?
And now we got Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, they got
us. Hey, ain't nothing place me here but God.
What?
That's it. Ain't nothing place me here but God.
And the only person gonna take you out is they tried me.
They tried you?
Man, it was a little storm. It was a little storm brewing, so they thought, Superman trying to,
hey.
because the ship was leaning to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
I say, nah, we good. I just leaned over to the left a little bit and brought that bitch on back. We good.
They don't, but see, the thing is that they didn't know. Ocho didn't tell me. But you know what? When you a good person, word gonna get back to you.
Yeah.
Word gonna get back to you.
Hey, I'm a real nigga. Huh?
Yeah.
They tried. Oh, he never gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same.
The devil is a lie.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you saw.
One thing I always tell people is to stay ready and never lose your focus, because this story says a lot more than most fans realize. I also dropped the original clip in the description if you want to watch the full Nightcap episode, where Shannon Sharpe finally pulled the curtain back and explained what was happening behind the scenes at ESPN. According to Shannon, while he was dealing with everything surrounding the lawsuit, the network quietly tried to secure Chad Ochocinco Johnson with a major contract without even bringing it to him first. The thinking seemed pretty obvious. They believed Shannon's public image had taken such a hit that he might never fully recover, especially after all the negative headlines surrounding the legal situation. At the same time, Shannon was reportedly negotiating a massive new contract worth millions, but instead found himself dealing with a settlement that cost him financially as well. That's the part people rarely talk about, because while you're trying to recover, some companies are already planning life after you. Instead of standing beside the person who helped build the platform, they'll sometimes look for the quickest replacement they can find, and you won't believe how often that happens. But this is where Ochocinco earned a lot of respect, because he reportedly refused to take a deal behind Shannon's back and wasn't interested in replacing someone he considered family. His response was basically, "We're staying together and we're going to keep building," which says a lot about loyalty in today's business world. That's exactly why I always tell creators to use these big platforms as stepping stones, not permanent homes. Build your audience, expand your network, but never depend entirely on a corporation, because when business decisions are made, loyalty isn't always part of the conversation. We've all heard the saying that companies expect 2 weeks' notice when you quit, yet that let you go without giving you that same courtesy. That's just how ruthless the business can be, and we've watched similar situations play out before with Nick Cannon and even the attempts to replace him using people from his own circle. In those moments, personalities like DC Youngfly and Chico Bean reportedly stayed loyal, refusing to move in ways that would undermine the person who originally brought them into the opportunity. There are several layers to this conversation, because Shannon also made it clear that Stephen A. Smith helped bring him to ESPN after leaving Fox, and he has openly acknowledged that support in the past. Shannon even said Stephen A. checked on him while he was dealing with everything behind the scenes, proving that multiple things can be true at the same time. When viewers in the live chat pushed him to criticize Stephen A. over the recent Jaylen Brown controversy, Shannon shut that down immediately. His message was simple. He wasn't about to publicly disrespect someone who had looked out for him, even if they don't agree on every issue. Now, I do have to say this, regardless of how anyone feels about Stephen A. Smith, there were still comments he made that left a lot of people scratching their heads. Shannon admitted he doesn't agree with everything Stephen A. says, especially some of the ways he approaches certain topics in the media. One statement that really stood out was Stephen A. saying he wakes up every day thinking about making his boss more money. And honestly, that's not something you hear very often from employees speaking that openly. Everyone can interpret that however they want, but it definitely sparked debate. However, there was one point where I actually disagreed with Shannon, and it involved his defense of anonymous sources.
During the Jaylen Brown discussion, Shannon compared confidential sources to historical situations where protecting identities truly mattered. But I don't think those comparisons fit in this case. This is sports media, not a life or death political investigation. And there's a huge difference between protecting whistleblowers and pushing unnamed claims about athletes. Too often, major media figures rely on anonymous sources to shape public narratives without giving fans any way to verify the information. At some point, accountability has to matter, because if nobody knows where the information is really coming from, it becomes much harder to separate reporting from speculation. If the information truly has to stay anonymous, then keep it private instead of putting unverified claims in front of millions of viewers. Don't go on national television saying, "The organization feels this way," or "Former teammates have been texting me," without giving people any way to judge the credibility of those claims. That's why I had the same issue when Kendrick Perkins made similar comments, because once those narratives hit a platform as big as ESPN, they spread everywhere almost instantly. If you're not willing or able to identify the source, then why introduce a storyline that the audience can't independently verify? That's one area where I respectfully disagree with Shannon Sharpe. Comparing anonymous sports sources to historical events like the Tuskegee experiments isn't the same conversation at all, because those situations involved exposing serious abuses that affected people's lives and health. Protecting whistleblowers in life-changing investigations is completely different from discussing behind-the-scenes opinions about an NBA player. Those are two separate issues, and I don't think they should be treated as if they're equal. Go watch the full episode for yourself and let me know your thoughts, because this debate is definitely bigger than just one headline. I also respect the way Jaylen Brown has handled everything, by speaking up and taking control of his own narrative instead of letting others define it for him. And I have to give Chad Ochocinco credit too, because he easily could have accepted a huge payday and stepped into Shannon's position without thinking twice. Instead, he chose loyalty over a bigger check, and in today's media world, that's something you don't see every day. He basically decided that standing beside Shannon meant more than cash, while ESPN eventually moved forward with Joe Johnson, and the show has continued to grow from there. Now I want to hear your opinion, because this story has a lot of layers, and we've got plenty more videos coming soon. As always, stay locked in, stay on your pivot, and I'll catch you in the next one.